Good morning everybody from Shrewsbury railway station, where today I'm making a special video to say thank you very much to each and every one of you for supporting the channel. I actually got to 2,000 subscribers a couple of days back, which is absolutely brilliant, and believe me, it's beyond my wildest dreams when I started this. So many thanks to each and every one of you for all the comments, likes and subs that you give me. And a few days back I posted up a bit of a ask me any questions kind of thing on my community page on YouTube, and so I had a few questions come back, and instead of just sitting around at home answering them, I thought we'd take you on a bit of a trip. We could go and have a look at a few little local stations, and I'll read the questions out and I'll try and answer them one by one. Thanks very much for everyone who submitted them. The train's going to come in about 5 minutes, so let's go take it, and we'll get to our first stop and we'll have a look, see what we've got. Well, as I said, I was keeping it local today, which basically meant riding around on a whole load of Transport for Wales trains. This first one, Class 175, would take me up the line in zero comfort as far as Nantwich, where I would be relieved to be making my first stop today. Oh my god, this train absolutely rammed. It was busy when I got on at Shrewsbury. It's going all the way up to Manchester, and it's standing room only. And you know, there's kids sitting in the gangways, people up and down the carriage, just everywhere. Transport for Wales, you need to sort your capacity out. It's been like this for a few years now, and it's getting worse. You charge enough money for the services, sort it out. Anyway, I'm at Nantwich, and you're going to have a little look at the station. I think it's one of these places where I've always kind of been through, but never really got off and had a look at before. So yeah, let's go and have a look, and we'll see what we can find. Okay, so questions and answers, and the first question I had when I posted this up was from Pedro Rubio Tejero. I hope I pronounced that right, Pedro. I'm sure you'll correct me if I didn't. He's one of my more recent subscribers, by the way, so thanks very much for your support. And then Pedro asks, what is your name, where are you, and how old are you? Most people will know that my name is Mark. And if you go on my Twitter page, by the way, you can find out my full name there if you want to, and also interact with me on a more regular basis than on YouTube. And I'm from Shrewsbury, and that's my hometown. It's not a bad place to live. I quite like it there, actually, and importantly, it's quite accessible, and you can get to lots of other places in the country from Shrewsbury as well, including the Welsh coast, which is one of my favourite lines, and I'm going to be doing a video on that shortly as well. And how old am I? Well, I'm too old to be doing this sort of. No, I'm over 50. So yeah, one day I'll retire and then I can do this full time, but unfortunately I still have to work, so it's a very much a spare time thing. But yeah, I hope that answers your questions, Pedro. Getting 3 for the price of 1 there, thank you very much. And the second question I've got was from Adam. And hello Adam, and again thanks for your support. And Adam's one of my regular contributors when it comes to comments as well, which is brilliant. And Adam asks, what's your favourite airline you've flown on within Britain? And well, I had a bit of a think about this, and I came up with 3 answers, and then I'm going to pick one from there, which were Loganair, British Airways, and EasyJet, and for 3 different reasons really. Loganair for the variety of their aircraft, and a BA really because I'm silver tier. I can use their lounges and I can book a seat for free, and all that kind of stuff, all the perks that come with loyalty, I guess. and EasyJet, really because of the price. And of the three, do you know what? Although I had one or two issues last year with them, I'm probably going to pick Loganair just because I just really enjoy their aircraft, and there's a few more videos to come. As some of you will probably know, I went up to Orkney a couple of weeks back, and if you're getting up there or anywhere around Scotland, especially, then Loganair is, well, it's the only choice you've got really when it comes to shorter routes, certainly to the Highlands and Islands. So yeah, if I had to pick, I'd go for Loganair at the moment. Okay, so my second train of the day was this single car class 153 diesel multiple unit for the short run up to Crewe. When I got to Crewe, it was really busy, but I had just enough time to catch another class 153 which was waiting to depart at platform 9. Now this would take me over to Chester, which I have to say is one of my favourite stations, where, because of delays due to overcrowding again, I was able to enjoy the sun for a bit and go through a couple more questions. Abhishek has got a question for me, and he says, what was the idea behind starting the channel? What place would you like to retire to? Well, I've given that a lot of thought actually, Abhishek. Well, first of all, I didn't really have any idea about this at all. I went down to Spain on the sleeper train by the Eurostar from London to Paris, and then the sleeper from Paris down to, I think I ended up in La Tour de Carol, and then went down to Barcelona, and then up to Madrid, and then I flew back. And yeah, I hadn't got a clue what I was doing really. I filmed it all in portrait, which was a load of rubbish for a start off, but the video's still actually on my channel. It's the first one I ever made, if you want to have a look at it. But then, yeah, some people liked it, and so I thought, well, okay, I'll do some more, but I'll make sure I film it in landscape. And a lot of my early videos were just done on an old iPhone, and I've since invested in some decent equipment, which hopefully makes the videos a little bit better. I hope so anyway. But yeah, I started watching people like Paul Lucas and Noel Phillips, and some great train channels as well, like Non-Stop Eurotrip is probably the best one I would recommend anyway, and also Dylan and Super Alps. But yeah, so I got into it, and I'd also say there's a great community around it as well, and everyone's really nice and friendly and encouraging, which is great. Where would I like to retire to? Somewhere warm, because every winter it just seems to get colder and colder for me. So yeah, somewhere warm with some transport links would be great. Spain, Greece, France, anywhere like that really. So yeah, that's hope that answers that question. Question 4. Oh, hang on a minute. Is from EB43, the 43rd member of the EB clan, I would imagine. And they say, what's your favourite train operating company? Well, we've got a couple actually. I'm going to say Avanti West Coast at the moment. The reason for that, if you've seen any of my recent videos, is because they have been consistently good, and they do a lot of long distance stuff on the West Coast main line, as you probably know. And yeah, both their Pendolinos and their Super Voyagers are comfortable. They're pretty reasonably on time, in my experience anyway, and they've got the food service back, and the staff are really friendly as well. So I would say them, but a really close second I would go to Northern, and that's because they do these great flash sales, which you've probably seen me talking about in previous videos, and I've been able to take advantage of those. Hopefully they do one again soon. Any trip you want for £1, you can't go wrong for that, can you? So those two train operating companies are my favourites at the moment. So my next train finally arrived, coming in from Llandudno and heading down to Birmingham International via Shrewsbury. Well, I was getting off at one of the stations along the way to have a look at some really interesting old transport infrastructure. First though, we'd have a quick look around the station in question. Chirk just about managed to open the door for us. It's been raining a little bit, but we're here, so let's go and have a look and see what Chirk's got in store for us. Okay guys, so yeah, Chirk station. It is rather nice here. And the sun's just come out again. So yeah, some more questions, and a Northern 123 asks, what was the worst train journey you've ever been on? Well, I'll tell you what, one particular journey springs to mind, which only happened probably about a couple of years ago really, at the height of all the drama that was going on, and you would think the trains would be quite quiet, but I was coming back from Manchester Piccadilly down to Shrewsbury, and I think it was a class 150, something like that. Yeah, it was just absolutely rammed with people, and most people were wearing masks, but one family in particular just got on there and they didn't bother at all, and you were so close to them, and there was a lot of worry at the time, and it was like that all the way down to Crewe. It's just one of those trains where you just think it's not safe to be here, whether it's overcrowding or something else, and in this case it was probably something else. And I can live with the overcrowding sometimes, but yeah, it was just a bit odd, that's all really, and people really should have been more aware of their surroundings and responsibilities towards others. That's in my opinion anyway. Okay, so another question, and Jem Marie, hi Jem Marie, they've asked me, do you watch any of the other transport related YouTubers? Well, yes I do. In fact, I spend most of my time watching YouTube and travel related stuff these days, to be honest. Some of the standout ones for me, yeah, you've got the big ones like Noel Phillips and Paul Lucas, and Dylan's Travel Reports, Non-Stop Eurotrip, Super Albs. I would recommend all those channels. Jeb Brooks as well, he's an American guy, he's really good. But I would also say, don't necessarily go for those heavily subscribed channels on their own, because there's lots of people who haven't got anywhere near the same amount of subscribers who are making really great quality content as well. And to name a couple, Tim's Travels, that's really good, really informative stuff, and JT's Journeys as well. Two really good guys, making excellent content. So just have a look around, and what I'll do, I'll just put down a few links in the description below, so you guys can have a look. And yeah, that should be great watching. I would definitely recommend all those channels.
Are you with the canoeist?
No. Right, so no, I wasn't with the canoeists, not on this occasion anyway. And no, the reason I got off at Chirk was because if you walk 5 minutes south of the station, you come to the fantastic twin engineering marvels of the 220 metre tall Chirk Aqueduct, and running parallel to it, the slightly taller 260 metre Chirk Viaduct. Now, spanning the Cerrig Valley, Thomas Telford's aqueduct was completed in 1801 and contains a cast iron trough that carries the Llangollen Canal across it. The viaduct was completed by another Thomas Brassey in 1848 for the dual track Shrewsbury to Chester Railway. Now, north of the aqueduct, the canal enters the 421 metre long Chirk Tunnel, also built by Telford, which claims to be the first canal tunnel in Britain to have a towpath running through it. And not surprisingly, therefore, I just had to try it, didn't I? The things I do for you guys. I bet you didn't think I'd be walking through a tunnel today. Not one that has a canal going through it either. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was cool actually, very cold in there. But at least it kept me dry because we had a bit of rain a minute ago. This is nice, isn't it? The greenish warbler. Don't know what that is. Some kind of duck. Anyway, let's just have another question. And this one is from Unos. And Unos asks me, if given the opportunity, are there any fellow traveller YouTubers you would like to collab with? And well, yes, definitely. I've had one or two discussions with people already, and so I'm looking forward to hopefully doing something with them in the very near future. Well, yeah, open to offers really. If anybody wants to do anything travel related, then give me a shout. All my contacts down in the description: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know, all the usual stuff. So yeah, let's do it. If anybody wants to, that would be great. Okay, And another question, this one is from James Crossley. Hello James, and he asks, have you ever travelled to Japan and travelled on the bullet train? Well, no, I haven't travelled to Japan. I have been inside a bullet train, but not whilst it was moving. How so, you ask? Well, the only bullet train in the world that is not actually in Japan is up at the National Railway Museum in York. And that is, I wrote this down, 1976 Japan Railways West, or West Japan Railways Shinkansen power car. So I would recommend, if you've never been to Japan on an actual bullet train that's moving, and get yourself up to the National Railway Museum in York, and you'll have a chance to go inside one. And I must say, it is a very nice experience too. Okay, so yeah, the tunnel brings you out pretty much back at the station. So it was a quick walk over the bridge and down to platform 2 for my final train of the day, the Class 158, which will be taking me back to Shrewsbury. And there you go guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was my little Q&A video for reaching 2,000 subs, and many thanks once again for supporting the channel. It's been brilliant. Love the questions, I hope I provided some decent answers to them. And actually I've got one more, I'll just if I can find it. Oh yes, it's from Timothy Halfshark. Hello Tim, and Tim says, Mark, really enjoyed the channel, and please tell me how I can support the channel. And well Tim, it's very easy. All you need to do is have a look at my Ko-fi page. I'll throw a link down there, and there's also a link in the description. If you click on that, that's the best way to support it. As always guys, thanks very much for watching, hope you've enjoyed it, and until the next time, cheers for now.